my doctor told me to stop working out for this week, just for like the last 2 weeks actually, just so that my body could adjust to it because I was feeling really weak in class. And she was like, just give it a second and let your body adjust to this.
Well, yeah, you're probably feeling really weak in class because you're not eating anything. You're not eating any food, brother. Hello. Oh my God, dude. Okay.
Because I am consuming such little food compared to before.
Yeah. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we are going to be talking about Jaclyn Hill. We've actually talked about Jaclyn Hill a couple times, and I think the most recent time, or one of the recent times, we actually talked about this video that she had released, which was titled "I'm Changing My Life, I Quit." Now, if you don't know who Jaclyn Hill is someone that has been on YouTube forever. She has been on YouTube for a very long time, and at one point she was incredibly popular, a really popular beauty makeup YouTuber for the most part. You know, that was quite a few years ago, but ever since then she still posts on YouTube. And one thing that she has talked about more and more over the years is her struggle with her weight. She has kind of fluctuated up and down in her weight, and in this video, she kind of talked about the fact that, just more about the fact that she's been struggling with her weight. She wanted to share her journey, right? And I actually did a response, shout out to younger John with the facial piercings and painted fingernails and crazy hair. But we talked about that whole video in this video. We were just talking about Jaclyn Hill and her journey and all of that stuff. So we've talked about Jaclyn a few times, but this video is what we're going to be talking about today, which was released yesterday as of recording this video. And it is titled, "I Tried a GLP-1 for 3 months." And this video, I've already watched it, is genuinely, like, for me, it was, I don't want to say hard to watch. I don't want to be over dramatic, but it was incredibly interesting. One of my favorite words. It was just a peer into the mindset of someone that clearly is struggling with body image issues. Respectfully, I don't mean that in a mean way to Jaclyn, but it is very interesting to see this because, as you will see at the start of this video, Jaclyn has not started taking the GLP-1. At least that's what she claims. And you'll see it doesn't look like she is someone that is in desperate need to be taking a GLP-1 medication to lose weight. That's my first thing that I noticed. But we're going to go over this entire video. It's been a while since we've done that. It's a longer one. So, you know, strap in, grab some snacks. But I'll just read this little disclaimer that she has because I do think it's important for anyone that might be, you know, I think it's important to read this. So this video contains footage of a medical injection and discusses weight loss, body image, and eating EDs. It is intended for informational and personal storytelling purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. This content is not medical advice. Always consult a licensed healthcare professional before starting or modifying any medication, diet, or exercise plan. All right, so at least she puts out a little bit of a disclaimer, but let's go ahead and check out this video where Jaclyn is talking about, you know, taking a GLP-1 for 3 months.
So much has changed the last 10 months. My life doesn't even really resemble or look the same at all, except for one thing. One thing still remains the same.
So one thing still remains the same, and what she's mentioning there is her weight, right? Which
a lot has changed in these last 10 months, almost.
Which is this. So I don't want to harp on this too much because we'll be sitting here forever, but this is someone that, when you look at her, she looks completely fine, right? This does not, in my opinion, look like someone that needs to take a GLP-1. And yes, looks can be deceiving, all of that stuff. But this, in my opinion, is a medication that should be used for the most part, unless there are other health issues going on. As someone that is like genuinely like losing weight is an incredibly important part of their health. And if they don't do this, there are so many other negative, very negative health outcomes. And I think that GLP-1s, and I've said this a million times, and I want to make this unbelievably clear because people always say this. They say, I hate GLP-1s. I don't. I think that they are incredible. The closest thing we have ever had to a weight loss, to a magic bullet. It's the closest thing we've ever had to that. And I think that there are specific people that can use them and they can change their life and save their life. And I'm so unbelievably glad that they exist. Okay, I want to make that clear. But, and it's a big, juicy but, there are many people, in my opinion, that are misusing these medications, and then it ends up hurting the people that genuinely need them. Okay, I just want to put that out there at the start of this video. Let's continue.
Everything has changed, down to my style, the way I dress, the way I've chosen to decorate our home, my daily routine. I mean, even my face. Since you guys saw me last, I had all of my filler dissolved in my lips, completely dissolved. It took like 6 weeks to dissolve all of it. And then
I think, maybe this is weird to say, and I mean this respectfully, I think Jaclyn is beautiful. Like, she's beautiful right here. In this image, I like the fact that she got her lip filler dissolved, that's great, whatever. But like, it's just, okay, let's continue. The reason I say that is because later in the video, she talks about the main reason she wanted GLP-1 was for vanity reasons. She says that consistently over and over again in the video. And like, I see someone that I don't, like, if I saw her walking down the street, I want to think to myself, ooh, you might need to lose some weight. I'd be like, wow, that's a very pretty woman, right?
Completely started from scratch. I also had some filler put in my chin. I had Botox put in various places throughout my face. But let me tell you, I moved to California in April of 2024. We are now in January, and I have not lost 1 pound since I moved here. Oh my God, Marty.
So that's so weird to say, because it's like, why do you have to lose? Why? It's just so strange. Clearly, right, she is very much so focused on very specific areas that she wants weight to come off of. But like, again, I don't feel like that's something that you should be worried about.
I have worked very hard the last 10 months, okay? I have done all different diets. I did keto for a minute. I did the animal-based diet. Now, keep in mind that none of these diets I did long-term. I never made it more than 20 days on a diet because
Okay. You guys know what I'm going to say here, okay? You guys know what I'm going to say here, but that's clearly a problem, right? I never spent more than 20 days on a diet. I tried everything. I don't want to discredit Jaclyn. I'm sure she has tried very hard, and she has put in the effort in her mind, and she has done everything that she can think of. The issue is that when you are jumping to this thing, to that thing, to this thing, to that thing, to this thing, you have to be consistent. Right? You have to be consistent. I'm not a huge fan of keto, right? But I would assume that even the biggest keto proponent in the world would listen to this and say, well, you need to stick to it longer than 20 days, right? Like, obviously, right? That's something we would agree on. I might not fully agree with keto. Certainly not a huge fan of carnivore, but I'm sure they would say the same thing. You got to stick to it for a longer period of time than that short. It's just like clear that you are jumping from one thing to another, hoping that this is going to be something that magically makes all the weight vanish. But the issue is, Jaclyn, and I cannot stress this enough, you are not someone that needs to lose any significant amount of weight anyways, right? And so any amount of weight that you lose is going to take a lot of work and a lot of effort, because when you have 100 pounds of weight to lose, it is much easier to lose that weight. Think about a sponge, right? When the sponge is completely saturated with water, full of water, right? It's hundreds and hundreds of pounds overweight, right? When you squeeze it just a tiny bit, tons of water comes out of that sponge. But when the sponge is pretty dry, right? We're relatively close to our goal weight. I mean, again, it doesn't seem like Jaclyn needs to lose weight in this image, but when we are close to there, you have to freaking wring that thing out. You got to freaking like squeeze it and twist it to try and get the weight out, the water out, right? That's where we're at, Jaclyn. You don't need, like, there's not a ton of weight that needs to be lost. And so it's going to take a significant amount of time to see progress. But more than anything, the goal should not be weight loss at this point. The goal should be health, like getting your body stronger. There are so many other things that you could focus on that aren't just your weight, the number on the scale. The number on the scale doesn't flippin' matter, all right? I was going to curse there. It does not flippin' matter at this point. Like, there are so many other ways to look at your health. And okay, I'm sorry. Let's continue. This video is gonna be 3 years long.
I would not even lose half a pound, and I would get so damn discouraged that I'm like, forget it, I'm not doing this. I have bawled my eyes out so many times the last 10 months because I cannot lose weight. All the tricks that worked for me to lose the initial weight after I stopped drinking, literally out the window, left.
So what she's talking about there was that she had a video where she was talking about that she was addicted to, or she was having a problem with alcohol. I don't remember if she used that word. I don't want to put words in her mouth. And then she stopped that, and that, you know, was something that helped her with like losing an initial amount of weight, which caused its own controversy because a lot of people felt that she wasn't being very genuine about how she actually lost weight. A lot of people were, which she'll get into, were claiming that she was on a GLP-1 then. It's a whole nother thing, but that's kind of what she's mentioning there if you didn't know.
Nothing has worked for me anymore. I have tried heavy lifting with walking 5 miles a day, getting my 10,000 steps in every single day. I've tried cutting out carbs.
So, okay, tried. It's okay to try stuff, but you have to be consistent. Like, it is pointless to just try something and then give it up after a while. Lifting takes time. Building muscle takes time. I've been lifting for, I don't know, 12, 13 years. And it's not like you don't click on a video of mine and you're like, damn, John's freaking huge and jacked and freaking muscular. No, I just look like a normal guy, right? But like, I have built a good amount of muscle in that time, which I'm proud of, but it's not like I'm like the most freaking jacked person in the world, right? But that consistency has made it so I have built muscle, and the more muscle you have, the easier it is to maintain your weight. It is one of the most important things when it comes to losing weight. I think for anyone, if you're on GLP-1, if you get weight loss surgery, if you do it quote unquote naturally without any sort of outside help or whatever term you want to use, lifting, building muscle is unbelievably important. Okay, let's continue.
I tried the animal-based diet where I was literally eating a total of 12 foods, nothing but eggs and fruits and meat. For 2.5 weeks, didn't lose 1 pound. Not
2.5 weeks is nothing in the long term. It just isn't.
a pound. My friends who tried that diet, did it for 2 weeks, lost 8 pounds, 9 pounds. Me, nothing, not.
Okay, but you are trying to lose 15 pounds in total, right? Like, again, comparison is the thief of joy. You're comparing yourself to other people. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little worked up. Like, I don't think that Jaclyn's a terrible person. I'm not like, oh my God, how dare you? But it's just frustrating because this goes out to so many people. So many people see this and then they parrot a lot of the same talking points and they feel like, oh, see, this is so true because this, like, it just gets frustrating. I'm sorry. I need to calm down a little bit.
A pound. I am at such a plateau, you guys. Marty is sitting right here on my lap. That's why you see the little pussycat tail. I know my body and I know how I should be losing weight. I am walking 10,000 steps a day. That's 5 miles a day. Plus I'm doing Pilates. Plus I'm integrating weightlifting 3 times a week. Plus I'm not eating carbs. I should be losing at least a pound in 20 days. Like,
no, like, you don't need to lose weight. That's the biggest thing, right? That's the problem here. This does not seem like someone that needs to lose any significant amount of weight at all, right? And so, like, those are things that, I'm not saying you have to do all of that stuff, but like, those are healthy habits that anybody should have, that you should be happy that you are doing, right? Like, I'm not in a place where I'm always consistently like, I need to lose weight, I need to gain weight, I need to do this. I'm just happy living a healthy lifestyle, and that's good, right? Like, Jaclyn looks fantastic in my opinion, right? Respectfully, I'm not trying to be weird or anything. Seriously, I'm not trying to be creepy, but like, she looks great. It doesn't seem like someone that should be, this is what I'm trying to say, is this is clearly someone that is struggling with body image issues. And that genuinely is sad to see, right? That really is sad to see. And I'm sure there are a lot of people that can relate to this. I was actually looking at some of the comments. I'm not sure if it's going to be, at the top here. But yeah, it's like, it's so sad that the only thing we want, me included, is to be skinny. So sad, right? And then this has so many red flags. It's scary. And like, I would also like to add that there are a lot of women dealing with body dysmorphia because of social media, and trends are always changing. First it was BBLs, now it's supermodel skinny, and reversing BBLs. Our parents were right. We need to put the phone down and get in touch with reality. Like, so there's a lot of people that are seeing this video and are just like, man, this is making me it just makes me feel bad for Jaclyn. That's what the comments are saying. And, to an extent, I can understand that. I think that there have been some decisions Jaclyn's made over the years that I wouldn't really agree with. But do I think, again, she's a supervillain? No. Okay, let's continue.
I'm sorry, something does not add up here. And people will be like, oh, well, it's because you're gaining muscle. No, I know my body and this is not the way it works. I got so sick, you guys. I had bronchitis and the doctors here said that they think that I had pneumonia. I don't get it either, okay, you guys? But I was sick as a dog in December for 3 whole weeks, miserable, barely ate because I was literally like on my deathbed. I couldn't even think about food. I was just miserable. I lost 1.5 pounds in 3 weeks. So what I'm trying to say is like, I've known something is wrong. So I finally decided to get.
So you're sick as a dog, barely eating anything, and you only, quote unquote, only lost 1.5 pounds. Again, maybe you just don't like, maybe you are sitting at a place where your body is at homeostasis. You don't need to lose a ton of weight. Like, it's clear that weight is the forefront of her brain, right? The focus. Like, I guarantee she was sitting there sick, like, oh, well, when I get better, I'm going to be skinny, you know? And it's like, I joke around, but it is sad that was clearly something that was going through her head, right?
Some blood work done. And long story short, I don't want to say anything too deep about this. I just don't want to cause any riffraff or anything. But I went through a series of doctors. The things I was getting offered, the medications I was getting offered, I was just like, no, you're not understanding me. You're not understanding what I want and what I need. So I ended up going back to a doctor in Tampa whom I've always loved. And for some reason, I didn't think that I could use her while I was in California. Like, I thought I had to find a California doctor. I don't know why. So I'm like, let me have her like deep dive into my blood work. So she did. She found so many things, you guys. I just feel so validated because I have been saying for months and months and months, this is not normal. The amount of times I have cried to my friends and to Jordan, just like, what is wrong with my body? And now I actually know what's wrong with my body. I just feel so validated. Like the last couple of days, I'm just like, thank you, Jesus. I have found a doctor who knows how to read blood work and just understands. She has already started me on some natural supplements to get this hormonals balance, this hormone.
Red flag. I'm just going to put it out there. If you have a doctor that is recommending you natural supplements, just a red flag there. I'm just going to say that.
Balance, this hormonal imbalance balance. That's it. I've already started on my supplements. With that being said, I am starting Ozempic. I mean, it's not technically Ozempic, but I'm starting a semaglutide, or maybe it's a peptide. I don't really know.
She's on a GLP-1. She kind of goes back and forth, flip-flops throughout the video. It's a GLP-1. She doesn't say exactly which one it is.
Know the difference, and I don't really know technically what it is. All I know is I'm starting it.
That is crazy, dude. Like, I don't really know what it is, but we're starting it. Let's go. Like, I don't know, man. Interesting.
Doctor took a look at my blood work and said that the best thing that she thinks from me and what's going on internally is that I need to be microdosing, meaning I'm going to do 2 injections a week as opposed to 1. I'm actually going to give myself my very first injection today, and I'm
okay. So the setup here, and I do think that this is damaging, is basically what she is saying is that I have been eating in a deficit for all of this time and I'm not losing any weight. And then I went and got my hormones checked and I realized that my hormones were imbalanced. And then this doctor said that if I take this GLP-1, it's going to balance my hormones, never mentioning what hormones need to be balanced, okay? And that is going to be the thing that makes you lose weight. I want to make this very clear, and I'm going to put on screen, I don't have it right at the second, but I will put it on screen, of Dr. Nadolski, who is very, very, very much so a proponent of GLP-1 medications, a huge proponent of GLP-1 medications, okay? He put out a thread recently. I use threads. I know I'm a boomer. He put out a thread recently where he was talking about the fact that the way GLP-1s work is that they help you get into a deficit. That's what they do. They help you get into a deficit. They help you not eat as much, and therefore you are in a caloric deficit. The way that you lose weight is by being in a deficit. Even if you have PCOS, even if you have endometriosis, those things will make it so you have to be in more of a deficit to lose weight. The way you lose weight is by being in a deficit. These GLP-1 medications help you be in a deficit, and you are more comfortable while you're in that deficit. You don't have as much food noise, all of that stuff, right? Maybe those hormones are making it so you have, more, you have less food noise, but those things help you stay in a deficit. That is the most important part of these GLP-1 medications. I actually found it here, right? It's just crazy, right? So he goes on to say, there are doctors out there lying about how GLP-1 medications work or help people lose weight. They help people eat fewer calories. They don't melt fat off your body magically. Not sure what these doctors are lying about. And it's crazy looking at the comments of people disagreeing. I even replied something. I said, these replies make me sad because he, again, you guys, Dr. Jaclyn is a huge proponent of GLP-1 medications. He talks about them all the time. Look at his page, right? Obesity, lipid, meme specialist doc. He posts a lot of memes. Co-host of the Doctors Lift podcast, and he talks about GLP-1 medications almost to this point exclusively, right? Like he talks about them a lot. This is someone that is a fan of GLP-1 medications. He is telling people to try them out. He wants people to use them. And even he is saying, hey, there are people and doctors out there that are prescribing these medications and basically saying, hey, the way you're losing weight is because your hormones are all imbalanced. No, the way you lose weight is by being in a deficit. That's how you lose weight. That is how it works. Even with the GLP-1 medication, even with a weight loss surgery, right? What ends up happening is you eat in deficit, you lose weight. That is how you lose weight. Okay. I'm sorry, I just had to go on that little tangent because I feel like it is an incredibly important piece of this that, again, she brings up her hormones. She never really mentions what hormones they are. There's never any real depth there. It's just, oh, it's hormones. And that's the new thing that people are using. Hormones are the problem. You know, for a long time it was carbs. You know, the war on carbs was a huge thing for a long time. Now it's the war on hormones, it feels like. Okay.
So excited. I'm also so nervous. My doctor said that because we're microdosing and because we're microdosing such a small amount that it shouldn't make me nauseous. She also said that for the next month, I can expect to only see about 1 or 2 pounds of weight loss a week. And I'm like, are you kidding? I will take that. I have not been able to lose a pound in 10 months. Like if I see the scale go down, I'm gonna be like, yes! Praise God, like anything matters. But she said that most people are very unhappy with those results because they want to lose like 10 to 15 to 20 pounds a month. And I'm like, okay, whoa, like I'm not trying to like do anything crazy like that over here. And she said that once we get through the first couple of weeks and we see that like
the reason that most people are expecting that is because most people that are trying to get a GLP-1 have 100+ pounds to lose. They have significant amounts of weight. Jaclyn has like 15 pounds that she tries to lose. I think at the end of this video, maybe I'm spoiling it, but I think she ends up quitting GLP-1s after she's lost 14 pounds. Like,
I'm not nauseous and I'm responding well to it, then she will be able to change exactly what I am taking and she'll be able to like mix it with other things, other peptides, other semaglutides to really like specialize it to my body. You guys, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. All I know is I want to lose weight. My biggest thing is that
it's clear that that's exactly kind of all that she cares about is the weight loss, right?
I just want to wear a tank top again. Like I wish I could go back to the very last time that I wore a tank top with confidence and just relive that moment. Like I want to live that again so bad. Like I didn't know that that was my last time wearing a tank top.
So hearing this, and genuinely I do feel bad for Jaclyn, you know, hearing her say that, because that more than anything is an internal dialogue and story that she is telling herself that she can't wear a tank top. Jaclyn, you look fine. You look great even. You should feel comfortable wearing a tank top. That is in your head. That is in your head. And it makes me a little sad that maybe she's more comfortable sharing this with a camera than she is with people in her life. But if she has shared this with people in their life, I would hope that there are people that are like, you look great. Like you should, you know, like, I don't know. It's just sad to hear this kind of.
I'm just like so self-deprecating about it at times. Like during this last summer, I went to Mexico and, you know, I was like in a bathing suit for my best friend's birthday. It was just so hard because I just felt so insecure because I'm just like, this is not my body. Like what? I work too damn hard for this to be my body. Like I didn't feel like myself in a bathing suit. And that is the worst part. Not feeling like you, feeling like you're trapped in someone else's body. And even after, you know, cutting out the alcohol and losing the weight, there's still certain things in my body that I'm like, what the is that? Like I've never had fat there in my entire life. I literally just want to be able to wear a tank top and jeans.
Okay. So Jaclyn, part of this is that you are just getting older, right? Like that is just a fact. You know, like, you know, I look at pictures of myself and videos of myself and I'm like, wow, this wrinkle across my forehead has gotten much deeper in the past few years. This wrinkle in between my eyes it's just like, that's just life, man. That's your body changes. It just does. Like, you know, Jaclyn, I think she's in her mid 30s now. you know, before all this alcohol stuff. And, you know, the last time I was at this weight, that was how many years ago? More than 5, probably significantly more than 5 years ago. Your body is just going to change. And that is okay. That is normal. That is part of aging. Aging is not something that we should be afraid of. We should, okay, I'm not going to get into that whole thing. Let's just continue.
That is my dream. That is my goal. I told my doctor, I'm like, if I could just be in a tank top by mid-spring, summer, like that is all I want. So just know when you see that moment, it's a really big thing for me. Like I just reminisce and miss it so much. I know it's dramatic, but I also know that there are some girls watching this that feel the exact same way as me, and I'm f***ing sick of it. And it's so funny because when I lost all that weight, not a day would go by where people didn't accuse me of being on Ozempic. Even doctors were making videos and stitching my videos on TikTok and YouTube, being like, Jaclyn Hill used Ozempic and lied about it, and here's how I know. And I'm like, bitch, if I took Ozempic, I would have talked about it. I would have screamed about it from the rooftop. I would have taken a partnership. I would have been like, can I be in your next commercial? Like, oh my God, I'm always gonna be honest about what I'm doing over here. I think that I've proven that at this point in my career. We're 13 years in.
I mean, I'm not gonna go into the whole whether or not she's being upfront and honest about this stuff. At the end of the day, it's this between her and the Lord Almighty, okay? So it is what it is.
Like, hello, I'm an open book. But now I think that there was like a part of me that refused to get on it. Like I was offered it over and over and I refused and I didn't want to because it was like a pride thing. Like, no, I can do it on my own. No, I lost it on my own. And also the internet stopped me from getting on Ozempic and, you know, even researching peptides and semaglutides because I was like, had this like thing where it was negative. It was bad because, you know, I had like mean people in my DMs talking shit to me every single day, being like, just admit it. You're such a liar. We know that you're on semaglutides. We know that you're on peptides. We know that you're on Ozempic. It had like this gross, evil darkness to it. And I refused to get on it. But now here I am 10 months later, those comments have died down. I've been able to get some real life perspective. And I'm like, yeah, I really, really want help with this. I think that's all I have to say for this intro. Let's get to injecting and let's see how this goes. Jordan just got.
Okay, here we go. Let's see. This next clip is just fantastic, by the way. That we go straight from that to this. You'll see.
You're with In-N-Out. This is one of my favorite things about living in California now.
Bro, I swear to God, I feel like I'm watching an Amberlyn Reed video, respectfully. But going straight from all that to like, okay, now I'm gonna eat In-N-Out is so funny, dude.
Actually is In-N-Out. I order my In-N-Out burger, cheeseburger, extra lettuce. You have to ask for extra lettuce because it makes it so crunchy. Chopped chilies and sauce. No tomato, no grilled onion. It is so effing good. In-N-Out burger with a side of Ozempic.
It's like, come on, dude. It's fantastic. It's like influencer culture, like personified. It's like we're watching, and I'm not calling Jaclyn an idiot, but it's like we're watching Idiocracy, right? The movie. If you've never seen it, definitely check it out. That's what it feels like. It's just incredible work.
Consider this my last supper.
I'm always pro whatever she wants to do in a supportive way. But the only thing that I'm excited for when it comes to the Ozempic is that her appetite is going to be killed. So it's going to be extra food for me to eat anytime we go out.
So obviously I don't know anything about her husband. I believe they're married. I understand wanting to be supportive of your partner, but I don't know. At some point you have to be like, hey, you don't need to do this. Like, this is not, I don't know, man. I don't like to comment on people's relationships and stuff like that, but like, we need to be, like, you need people in your life that are down to be honest with you, right? And like call it when it needs to be called, and like, I don't know.
Which is awesome. 3x2 animal style, light veg with chopped chilies. There's no other way to do it.
He's crazy. It's so much meat, I would throw up. Another thing that I talked to my doctor about initially a couple weeks ago is that I have such a toxic relationship with food. I'll talk more about that later, but I genuinely have such a toxic relationship with food. And like when I'm craving something, like I want what I'm craving and I don't want anything else. And it's just like so dramatic, and the food noise never stops. Like I'm constantly thinking about food. My hanger is out of control. Jordan's in the background right now just shaking his head back and forth because it's something that he deals with every single day.
So I think that is a very big part of the issues here, right? I just think that it's someone that really struggles with not being able to have the things that they want when they want it, right?
And I have to tell him every day, multiple times a day, I'm sorry, I'm just like really bitchy right now, I'm hangry. I'll text him, I'm hangry. And he knows it's just like, okay, anything that comes out of her mouth, she doesn't actually mean.
I know I need to social distance.
Social distance himself from my hangry ass. And I'm really hoping that doing these semaglutides will help me just completely restart my relationship with food in general, because I know I need it. I feel like I failed to mention in my intro that I will also be incorporating dieting and exercising along with this. As of right now, I am not doing anything. I'll be...
Oh, dude. Yeah, I mean, that is very important, right? Like when it comes to any sort of weight loss that you're trying, like that needs to be, and again, I would say that even people that are fans of GLP-1s, even doctors that prescribe it, would say that the most important part of the puzzle is diet and exercise and your lifestyle. Your lifestyle has to change, right? Again, Jaclyn, I feel weird saying this because you're only trying to lose like 15 pounds. So it seems like at this point, there's not much that has to change for you. Like I just wish that she could be happy where she's at. But again, whatever. But like, for anyone else that's thinking about getting on a GLP-1, you have to understand this is, yes, it's the closest thing we've ever had to like, quote unquote, a magic pill, magic bullet solution. But regardless, you still have to be in a deficit. You still have to be, you know, not eating as many calories and be okay with that. But then more than anything, it is so unbelievably important to work out and find a way to enjoy fitness. But okay, let's just continue.
Honest, I got really sick in December and I was sick for 3 weeks and it totally knocked me off my horse. At that time, I was doing hot Pilates, regular Pilates, and cardio, and I fell off. I fell off the wagon and I just did not get back.
So again, I think that lifting weights for anyone is always a good idea. So I hope that she incorporates that and just makes that part of her lifestyle, lifting. You don't have to be a freaking power lifter, but like lifting weights to some extent, right? I understand not everyone can do that. We all have different things going on, but it seems that Jaclyn certainly has the time to incorporate lifting into her routine. And I feel like that is something that would be incredibly beneficial, especially all the stuff that she said she's been saying that she's been struggling with over this video, right?
Basically have not worked out in an entire month and I'm just kind of eating whatever I want, but I'm really good at controlling how much I eat so I don't gain weight. Like I know how to eat 2 or 3 Reese's and not the entire bag, you know what I mean? But I am going to incorporate working out again and also getting back on healthy and clean eating, but in moderation, one thing at a time. So I'm gonna start the injections now and then I will start implementing those things in the next week. Sorry, my dogs are barking. A zoo here. Casa de Tori. It's time. It's Ozempic time. It's time for the big O.
Wow, you are really excited about this.
Okay, I got my injections. Look at how tiny the amount is.
It's like what, like 15 cc's?
I don't know, but LOL at you thinking that you're a doctor from Grey's Anatomy. I don't know how people do this who are afraid of needles. Maybe in a couple of months, I'll have less to grab on my belly.
Like, I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. I don't. Clearly, this is not someone that has a lot of weight to lose. I don't need to continue harping on that.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Are we sure it's supposed to go there?
What do you mean?
I don't know where you're supposed to inject it.
Baby, why does it matter?
I don't know.
It doesn't.
Okay.
If you had to inject yourself in a specific place, she would have told me. Okay, we're nice and clean. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh no! Are you okay? You're losing weight by the second! Oh my god!
My eye's twitching a little bit, actually. My heart's racing. That's just my anxiety, right?
Baby, that's because you just convulsed for 15 seconds straight.
Sticking to my eye.
Oh, okay.
Hypochondriac kicks in. Call my mom.
You got a nurse on hand.
What? I'm gonna be skinny just like you. Yes, I am. Injection 1.
So, again, I don't really love the term skinny. Again, I know she's kind of joking around, but that, again, it's just like, that's the mindset. That's all that matters. Skinny. I want to be 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 skinny. I don't care how I get there. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't care. I want to be skinny. I want to be skinny. That's like what we're hearing over and over and over again. And it's just sad. It's just sad. Like we're at this point where it feels like for a few years ago, 5 years ago, we're at this point where like strong was like, so many people were about it. I want to get thick, you know, all that stuff. And it seems like we have just shifted so far, like back to what it was like when I was in high school, a little bit before that, where it was just like as skinny as physically possible is what's important. And it's just sad to see because Jaclyn, like I've said a bazillion times, looks fantastic, does not look like someone that needs to lose weight in any way. But she is trying a literal drug to do that. It's just sad.
All done. Okay, it's been 24 hours since my first injection, and I feel like I had to document this because I don't know if this is a subconscious thing or what. I know that my doctor said that everybody's affected differently, but there's no way that this actually just like kicked in that quickly. But let me just tell you, I wake up hungry every day of my life, okay? Because I don't really eat before I go to bed. It's part of something that I do to maintain my weight, right? Like I don't like to eat like within like 2 or 3 hours of going to sleep. I wake up in the morning and I wake up for food. I want a cup of coffee and I want breakfast, like immediately. This morning I woke up and you guys, breakfast did not even cross my mind for at least 3 hours. All of a sudden my stomach started growling and I was like, oh my God. And I looked at the clock and I was like, holy shit, it's 1 o'clock and I haven't had anything. And I woke up at 9 today. So I went downstairs and I made myself like an English muffin with peanut butter and a banana. And then I was out all day long. I came home, I was hungry again, and I don't know why. The peanut butter and English muffin slapped so hard that I just had like another half of English muffin and peanut butter with another banana. That's all I've had all day today, which is not...
That is unacceptable. Like, that's not good. That's not good. And like, I think it's a big part of this is probably placebo. You just want it to be working, and so that's how you feel. But like, yeah, that's not okay. That's just not okay.
Like me, and that's not even healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't just be eating 2 meals a day. Like, that's not good. But I'm documenting this because it is really weird that that was my experience after injecting myself last night, because that is not like me, you guys. If I barely eat, I am pissed off. I'm so hungry, I'm on the verge of tears. I didn't crave a snack once today, and I'm on my period. I'm on day 2 of my period, and I usually just like can't get enough chocolate. I feel like this has to be subconscious. I asked some of my friends who have done this, and they're like, oh yeah, it didn't kick in for me until like 5 days to 2 weeks. And I'm like, there's no way that it kicked in for me immediately. I'm just so confused. I've got to talk to my doctor about it. Like, that's not enough. Like, my body needs more food than that, but I'm not hungry. It's getting a little sketchy around here, guys. Just saying. So, I did something to my hair. I didn't really document any of it. I just went rogue.
So, it said 3 days since injection, just in case you were just listening and not watching.
I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of long hair. I felt like it was weighing me down. I just needed a fresh start, a fresh cut.
I think the bob looks great. I think it looks pretty good.
I wanted to go back and play with the red. It was a great day. And while I was there, because the hair salon is on Melrose, I got yummies. I'm eating pie and injecting myself with Ozempic at the same time.
Absolutely.
After my first injection,
So, I don't... Eating pie and, like... I've already said everything. Clearly, you guys already know how I feel.
have one craving for like 36 hours at all, which is not like me. I have cravings all day, every day.
And you haven't really been hangry.
Oh my God, Jordan, I haven't been hangry once now that I think about it.
God, you look hot.
Okay,
Watch this pro. And
I don't know like what the rules are as far as like eating with it. I don't think there are rules.
I think you're just supposed to eat protein. That's it.
But I just had half a slice of pie, and I'm just gonna walk away. Cause I'm like scared. I'm like gonna like put it in my body and I get nauseous.
Which has happened since your first shot. You have gotten nauseous a few times from food.
I did get nauseous.
Chocolate and eggs.
We're joking around about it today at the salon because I have a puppy, which is kind of like a baby, and I have nausea from Ozempic. They're like, you're getting a real dose of motherhood, pregnancy and motherhood.
Yeah, literally.
Between the puppy and the nausea. I will keep you guys posted on how I feel.
Absolutely.
I injected myself for the second time last night, and my doctor texted me today and asked me if I feel anything now that I've technically had my full round because I am microdosing. I am so sensitive. Everything makes me nauseous. Everything just makes me sick. I'm allergic to so much. I break out in hives. I'm just a sensitive little girly, okay? So she wanted to break it up into 2, and I've now done both injections, and I feel great. And I'm telling you, you guys, it's kicked in for me. I don't care if this is subconscious.
It's very interesting, right? Because again, we're going to watch this whole video, hearing how she sounds now and hopeful versus like towards the end of the video. I think that's something that you should just kind of, pay attention to here.
Like, it has kicked in for me. It's so weird. Like, today I had a little turkey with my scrambled eggs. So just like a good protein breakfast. That was like 4 hours ago. I'm not even hungry. That is not like me. I would typically right now be hangry, like unable to even see straight. So technically this is day 5 of my first injection. And I'm just like, I'm convinced that this is kicked in. I'm looking forward to seeing like what will happen. But yeah, that's my update. And I'm a redhead. I feel so good. I feel like myself. Oh, it's just such a breath of fresh air. If you are someone who's been contemplating cutting your hair, just do it. Like, oh my God, it feels so good. It's officially been.
So, you know, like, it's sad because, you know, she's saying here that she feels good. She feels great. She feels fantastic. She's not hungry. She's not getting hangry. You know, she's not all of that stuff. Like, you would hope that that would be enough. But as you'll see, it's just not, right? The weight is the only thing that matters. And she says it herself, right? And it's just sad. It's just sad.
In 1 week since I started my injections, I weighed myself this morning. And I have not lost 1 pound yet. I am barely eating, but I went up 0.2 ounces, which I find very weird as well. But this is my body.
Most Jaclyn thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's very much me to stop eating and gain weight. Although I haven't stopped eating. Still have an appetite, but it's definitely, ooh, that one hurt. Ow, mother, ow. Like, we went out to dinner to this amazing sushi restaurant the other night. And I felt so bloated afterwards. I felt like I could throw up, honestly, until the next morning. I think that that's a side effect. But it's only been 1 week, and they say it takes like 2.
I felt amazing because she let me eat like half of her food. It was great.
It's true. Everywhere we go, he's like, damn, I love this injection because he eats so much. Okay, you guys, this is now my 4th injection. So it's been 10 days since my first injection. I weighed myself this morning and I lost 1 pound in 10 days, which is like nothing in my.
So, okay, so at the start of this video, she's saying if she lost 1 pound in a week, she would be shouting from the rooftops, so excited. Right now, it's technically been 10 days, but she has lost 1 pound and we're not happy. You know, it's just like, okay, goalpost has shifted, I guess.
Opinion, because I fluctuate a couple pounds all the time. 1, 2, 3. I texted my doctor today because I low-key felt the skirt.
And then so we fluctuate all the time, but you were saying that you haven't lost 1 pound in 10 months, but you're also, okay, sorry, maybe I'm nitpicking a little bit here.
And I was like, hey, I'm on day 10 and I've lost 1 pound. And she's like, this is normal. We're doing it like this because I don't want you to get nauseous. I don't want you to feel sick. 1 pound in 10 days. Testing my patience. I am going to inject this peptide.
So, goes on to say, my doctor gave me a different GLP-1 because I was not losing weight. So now we have switched over to something else. Again, we don't know exactly what, right?
For the first time. First injection of peptides done. Come on! Okay, I feel like I owe you guys a very big update because I've just been kind of like sloppily recording my journey with Ozempic the last month, if you will. I am not technically on Ozempic. I am on peptides, which is kind of like a form of Ozempic, but I'm referring to it as Ozempic for you guys because that's what I feel like the majority of the world knows it as. So that being said, I was microdosing a semaglutide twice a week, right? Meaning like what normal people would inject with on Monday, I was injecting with on Monday and Thursday, but I was breaking it in half. That way I didn't get an upset stomach. I did that for a month and I just did not see results at all. I lost, I think, 1.5 pounds, which to me doesn't even count because I'm like, I fluctuate.
So it doesn't even count, whatever. It is what it is. But like, I think like, if you're someone's doctor, it's just like, I can't imagine someone being like, yeah, I feel like she was saying, I haven't felt hungry. This is the best I felt in a long time. I feel fantastic, right? I love all of this stuff. I'm not hangry, all of that stuff, but I haven't lost weight. And then like, and this is someone that doesn't need to lose any significant amount of weight anyways. Like, and like the doctor, the whole point of this was we're going to quote unquote balance your hormones, whatever. And so what, is that not happening now just because the weight isn't coming off, right? And so now we're going to switch over to another medication. Like, it just seems a little bizarre, right? It seems a little bizarre.
Weight 2 or 3 pounds all the time. My doctor has now switched me to a different peptide and I just injected it 48 hours ago for the first time. I have felt off, and I don't know if it's from the peptide or not, but I have felt like I have a bad headache, and I have also felt a little nauseated, and like I literally do not have an appetite. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon right now, and all I've eaten today is an egg. And I know that that's not healthy, but when I do have an appetite, I want to eat protein, but I'm just like, ugh, like nothing sounds good. I don't love that aspect, but I guess this is the part of it that people don't talk about, right? Like I have a friend who went to Italy for 2 weeks, and she was on Ozempic while she was in Italy. And she said that Ozempic ruined her trip because she's like, I couldn't enjoy food. Like I love food, and I love going to Italy and like eating the pasta and the bread and drinking Aperol Spritz. And she's like, literally the thought of everything made me feel sick.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the side effects. That's one of the ways that it helps people lose weight, is that it makes you not want to eat, and therefore you are in a caloric deficit, and Bob's your uncle, weight goes down, right? Like obviously that's not how it is for everyone. There are some people that, you know, are on Ozempic, they don't really get much side effects. They are able to eat in a deficit and they lose weight and they're happy, right? But that's not the case for everyone, right?
So she said like, yeah, I lost weight while I was there, but like I literally couldn't eat and it ruined my vacation. So it's kind of depressing that like I don't feel a love for food right now.
So it's interesting, right? So now we are noticing a shift, right? So beginning of the video, the start was, I can't wait. I'm so excited to take Ozempic. This is going to be the life-changing thing. This is what I've been waiting for. This is the thing that's going to solve all my problems. And now we're kind of in the middle, and it's like, it hasn't worked maybe as much as she's wanting it to, and she's starting to doubt it a little bit. And things only kind of get worse as far as the negative feelings about Ozempic as the video goes on.
I'll keep you guys posted on how it goes, but at this current time, I am on amino acids, glutathione, and now a new peptide. I look at my body every day and I'm just like, girl, come on, like change. When are you gonna change? And it's not like I'm just sitting around doing nothing. I have been very active. Well, I don't wanna say very because I've been more active in my life, but I've been very consistent with Pilates now, and I've been eating really good. So when I do eat, I'm eating high protein, I'm eating vegetables, I'm eating fruits.
Why aren't we seeing that? Right? Like we're not seeing any of the workouts. We're not seeing any of the healthier meals, right? We're seeing like the maybe not so healthy stuff, but like we're not seeing any of this lifestyle change that is also coming along with this Ozempic stuff. And it's just that's the part that is bizarre to me. A lot of times people that are really talk about these GLP-1 medications, they just focus on the medication. But like how else are you changing your lifestyle? What else are you doing to improve that lifestyle, to, work with these medications to make your lifestyle healthier? Like, I'm not saying that Jaclyn's not doing that. I'm not saying like she's lying, but I just don't understand why why you wouldn't also include that stuff in this video where it's like saying I'm trying to change my life and lose a bunch of weight, right? Like it seems like a natural thing.
So it has been very, very aggravating to not see the scale move. I know I have fat on my body. Like according to like my BMI, like I do need to lose a couple of pounds. It's just like specific.
No, I'm sorry, but like you don't need to lose. Okay, well, I'm not gonna commenting on people's bodies. People get mad, but like I just don't. That's in your head. You don't need to do that. Like you don't need to, right? If we look at BMI for me, I think my BMI is close to 30. I think I'm 5'8", around 210 pounds, right? I'm technically obese, I think, if we just looked at BMI, but there's so much more to it than just that. Yeah, BMI can be helpful. It can't, all of that stuff, but like
specific areas on my body where I'm like, what are you doing there?
That is okay. You're holding under your arm. That is just a part. As you get older, that is a normal place for fat to start to collect, right? And your skin starts to change a little bit. Like you can't expect to be in a deficit and lose the weight where you want to lose the weight. That's not how it works. That's just not how it works. And it's just so frustrating and also interesting hearing that from Jaclyn, who says that I've tried everything and I've done all this research about weight loss. That is like one of the most basic things, is that you cannot spot reduce fat. You cannot expect fat to come off from a certain spot. That's just not how it works. And so that's when it's like, how much research have you done? How much work have you really done to try and understand how weight loss happens? Because when I hear stuff like that, it's like, this sounds like someone that I would be, like in a consultation with that has never tried to really lose weight ever, right? This is stuff that they would be sharing with me.
I'm so close to going and getting it lipoed out, but I would just prefer to try this first because
I mean, you know, she says it there, right? Getting it lipoed out, like, okay, whatever. I'm not going to harp on that too much.
I have so many friends and family who've had such amazing results with peptides where it's like 10 pounds gone in 6 weeks. And like, if I could just do that and then get off of it. Oh, I did forget to tell you guys.
So, and that's another humongous problem, right? If I could just do that and get off of it, that is any doctor, right? Someone just followed me on Twitch. Thank you for the follow. Any doctor that is worth their salt says time and time again, and I'm going to bring up Spencer because he talks about this all the time. He talks about GLP-1s and the fact that like you get on them and you stay on them. That is a very important part. That is how they work for the vast majority of people. Just like someone that's on like, you know, something for the heart health, you don't like get on it for a little bit and then get off. You just stay on that thing. That is how this stuff works. And so the fact that she is talking about wanting to get on and then get off, that again, huge red flag, such a huge red flag. And it, like, if she has brought this up with her doctor and they haven't said, hey, that's not really how this stuff works, like, it really, I don't know. I would be so curious what other doctors that are fans of GLP-1s, that aren't haters, right? That are fans of GLP-1s, that prescribes them to their patients. If they heard something like this, what their reaction would be. Maybe I'm wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if they'd be like, yeah, I would never, like, if I heard that, that would be a red flag for me, right? With someone that was trying to get a GLP-1 from me.
That we went to Nobu for Taylor's birthday 2 weeks ago and I threw up afterwards. I came home, I felt totally fine. And then I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I was so nauseous, nothing could stop me from puking. I thought that we got food poisoning.
Yeah, I mean, that is one of the most common side effects of GLP-1s is nausea and stomach issues, I'll say.
Woke up Jordan, I'm like, are you sick? He was like, I am fine. And I was like, oh my God, I can't hold it back. And I ran to the toilet and threw up. So I'm like, I don't know if I just like ate too much that night. It's just weird. But again, I have friends and family that say the same thing has happened to them where like they eat too much and then a few hours later, it's like their body forces them to puke, which I'm like, I don't really agree with that either. But here I am doing it and vlogging it for you. This is the shit that no one talks about when taking this stuff. And you know, I'm gonna keep it real.
My love for food is gone and it's kind of depressing. Like I could see myself falling into a depression if I stayed on this long term, but I'm not going to. Like I'm gonna get to my goal weight and stop. We're going.
So, I mean, again, right, I've already mentioned that, but yeah, I mean, that is, it's again, red flag, hearing that's not good. I don't know how many times I need to say that, but.
Nobu for Jordan's birthday and I'm not like, my God, I can't wait. Like normally I would be like so excited just to go and like eat all the things, you know? Last night we got a couple bags of chips while we were watching a movie on the couch and I had like maybe 3 small handfuls and I was like, done. Like right now, my stomach is growling, but I'm looking at this and it does not look good. So I'm just like eating it because I know I need to, but I kind of have to force myself.
Okay, hi. It's been probably now 2 weeks since I've checked in with you. I'm actually not sure. I have now been on this new GLP-1 for 3 weeks. Tomorrow will be 3 weeks. I have now lost 10 pounds officially. So
it is so interesting that, and I don't know why this is, and I'm not trying to speculate, but it's so interesting that we get all of this footage, right? 22 minutes into the video of, I've been trying these GLP-1s and I've only lost a pound. And then we finally lose 10 pounds and we don't see anything for the whole portion of that time. It's just so, like, why is that the part that gets cut out? Like, why is that the part that we miss, right? Where we lose the 10 pounds but we don't get to see any of that.
this one is definitely working. I am down exactly 10 pounds in 3 weeks. It is now working. I've had to make
10 pounds in 3 weeks. That's a lot of weight for someone that is her size.
Make some adjustments. My doctor told me to stop working out for this week, just for like the last 2 weeks actually, just so that my body could adjust to it because I was feeling really weak in class. And she was like, just give it a second and let your body adjust to this.
Well, yeah, you're probably feeling really weak in class because you're not eating anything. You're not eating any food, brother. Hello. Oh my God, dude. Okay.
Because I am consuming such little food compared to before.
Yeah. Hello. What else? This is crazy, dude.
So the challenge now is like whenever I do get hungry, I force myself to eat healthy, high protein things like cottage cheese, eggs.
What life is this? What life is this, man? Like, okay, I need to calm down again. I need to calm down.
Eggs, whatever it may be. Chicken really grosses me out right now. I almost feel like this is kind of what it's like to be pregnant in your first trimester because Boomer's chasing an ice cube around the house because I'm low-key nauseous. Like, not like, oh, I'm gonna puke, but I'm borderline nauseated almost 24/7. And I don't have an appetite, and certain things really gross me out. Even certain smells gross me out, but it's working, it's temporary.
She just sounds miserable here. Also, I'm sorry if you hear noise. There's I don't know, a lot of stuff going on outside of my office right now, so I apologize if you can hear that in the microphone. But this life that she's explaining, yeah, makes sense why all of a sudden we disappeared for the past few weeks, because it sounds like she's miserable. Like,
and I'm finally gonna reach my goals, and that's what I care about.
Ozempic update. It's been 1 month exactly, right? I think 1 month exactly, and I've lost 14 pounds. I am so happy. Yesterday I had my first moment where I was getting changed and I was like, whoa, like I actually see the difference in my weight loss. I feel like the first 8-9 pounds or so, I know this might sound weird, but I feel like it was almost water weight because I was like, damn, the scale is drastically changing, but I don't look different, which is weird. I was talking to my mom just about like this experience in general and how the weight loss looks different on my body than it does when I do things completely naturally. Like if I just diet and work out and exercise, like when I lost the 40 pounds on my own naturally, my body lost it in a different way.
yeah, it was, dare I say, people might get mad at me, but it seemed like that was a healthier thing you were doing. You were doing things that were healthy for your body. What you're doing now, from what you have explained to us, does not sound healthy at all, okay? That's what seems to be happening here.
And it is now. Like my butt is getting flatter and I'm like, hello? Like my butt's never gotten flatter before from weight loss. I swear to God, I'm losing my ass and my tits right now. Like that's it. The Ozempic is like, we're just gonna let the fat stay everywhere else and we're just gonna take this from you. I'm kind of ignoring the scale now to the point that like I just wanna see my body look the way I want it to, and then I'll get off of it. Now I feel like I'm used to it. The nausea is pretty much gone. I just don't have much of an appetite. Like I just went out for tacos with my girlfriends and I had a half a taco, 1 bite of hers, 1 bite of another one's, and then like 3 chips with guacamole, and I was like, I'm done. Like I probably had like 300 calories at lunch, you know what I mean? Where normally I would eat like 1,200 calories. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm honestly so grateful. So
I mean, I know that was just like a offhanded, comment. Like normally I would have 1,200 calories. If you normally are having 1,200 calories before you were doing this for lunch and you're trying to lose weight, that was probably part of the problem,
so excited. Like I can't wait to actually go on vacations this summer and just be in a bathing suit and not feel like I have to constantly be hiding. I'm back on Pilates. I'm doing Pilates 5 days a week. And when I do eat, I prioritize protein big time. So I'm trying to eat a very high protein diet and high fiber diet because that helps with not losing hair. That helps with also just looking your best as you're on this, is what everyone has told me. I have a few friends who've actually been on a GLP-1 and they just kind of like ate whatever they wanted, like donuts for breakfast, and they lost weight, but they had like this like gaunt look, you know what I mean? Like, and everyone says it's because you're not prioritizing protein. So I feel like
I think it's more than that, but whatever, let's continue.
They screwed up in this video because I keep referring to it as Ozempic, and then I've also mentioned semaglutide, and then I've also mentioned, I don't know what else, peptides. So for future reference, I'm just gonna call it a GLP-1 instead of calling it Ozempic or semaglutides or things like that. You know what I mean? Tomorrow will be 5 weeks since I started the GLP-1. I feel like I'm really seeing it in my face. I'm seeing it in my shoulders and like my collarbones, but I'm not losing weight the way I would like to. For instance, I've been this weight before in my life, okay? So the weight that I am right now is the exact same weight that I was when I launched my lipsticks, but I had way less fat on me.
No comment about the lipsticks, all right? I know. I know about the hairy debacle.
Now I am trying to do weights 2 times a week and Pilates 3 times a week because I really just feel like my body needs weights. I think that this process...
Everyone does. Lifting weights is good for everybody. It's a good thing to do.
This is all about listening to your body. My overall review of a GLP-1 is I hate it. I'm doing this literally for the weight loss and I'm just being real about it. I don't like it. There's also side effects that I'm not enjoying. I have mild dizziness. I'm kind of out of breath at times. Like if I turn my head really fast, I'll get dizzy. I didn't even realize that that was like a side effect of this. And then I talked to my doctor and these are all very, very common side effects of the GLP-1 that I'm on. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I just can't wait to get off of it. I'm gonna go in and get blood work this upcoming week.
So it's just, again, right? Think back to the beginning of the video. Oh my God, I'm so excited. And I took it for the first time and I don't even feel hungry. And oh my God, it must be and now where I hate it. This is terrible. I just wanted to lose weight and now I've lost weight. Now I want to get off of it. Like that is not, it's just like just bad. I don't really know what else to say. Bad, not good.
So we're gonna like retest everything and see as far as if I should lower my dose, up my dose, and just kind of look at everything going on internally. I don't know how people stay on this long term. Like I have friends that have been on it for over a year and I don't know how because I hate the way it makes me feel. Like I can't wait to get off of it. First I gotta reach my goal. So that's where I'm at. I am so annoyed right now. Genuinely so annoyed. I don't even know the last time I got this worked up and just like angry and upset over the internet. I got so many tags in this TikTok and I opened up my phone. I'm like, what is going on? And it's a TikTok of a girl saying, I forgot exactly what it says, but something about like, let's talk about that influencer who lied about being on Ozempic and actually said that she lost all of the weight from drinking or selling greens. Okay. And I've gotten tagged so many times and I went to the video and the top comment with 12,000 likes is saying that it's about me. And I'm like, oh my God. And I scroll through the comment section and it's just so many people being like, this is why I unfollowed Jaclyn Hill because she wasn't honest about being on Ozempic when she lost all that weight. You can't lose all that weight without Ozempic. And I'm just sitting here like, like so angry because as you guys can see in this video, I clearly was not on Ozempic when I first lost weight. I changed my entire life, but I'm now on it, a version of it, right? And I'm like sitting here and it's so frustrating because like in the moment, right? Like I'm documenting this journey, but I haven't posted it yet for the last 2 months. So like I'm sitting here on my couch thinking like, you guys are so annoying sitting there accusing me of being on this when like now I actually am and I'm documenting it for you because this is what I do. Like I am honest, like people just so badly want to just make me out to be a person that I'm not. And I understand like you only see literally 1% of my life. And I've put a lot of shit there out on the internet for people to judge for sure. And I've also just f***ed up in general. I do give people shit to judge, but it's like at the end of the day, if I was on Ozempic when I lost weight a year ago, I would have just said it like I am now. And it's just so frustrating. The fact that people are saying that they unfollowed me because I was lying. Like somebody in the comment section on this TikTok was like, I'm confused. Jaclyn never sold greens though, so this can't be about her. And bitch, somebody responded to her and said, yes, Jaclyn sold a green product and it had 50 likes. And I'm like, I've never sold a green product. What are you talking about? What are you actually talking? The fact that people are just like, just creating straight up lie. This is a lie. This is a lie from the dirt. I've created pajamas. I've created makeup. I've never created a green product. I've never sold a green product. I have talked about how I drink AG1 and I've done partnerships with them in the past because I do drink green.
So, okay, I don't understand why she is... I understand being frustrated about this, but like with the whole like, oh, I didn't make a greens powder. I don't think it's... I think there's a difference between making a product and then also promoting it, right? Because if you've promoted AG1, right, it's a greens powder from, I think it's Athletic Greens or whatever, that's still promoting it. And like at the end of the day, most people aren't going to like, there's not a huge difference between making that product and promoting it to people, right? Like there's a large difference there. And so like getting super like worked up about this and like being like, I didn't make this thing. Like, how could you, how could you say that? Is just, it's a little bizarre. And then I found this as well. or Rachel found this, and it goes, you know, it's her promoting this sleep thing, right, from Beam. It's like, my sleep drink is now available. This product genuinely changed my life. As someone who struggles with anxiety and a hard time sleeping, I'm forever grateful to this brand. I hope it helps you guys like it helped me, right? And so it's like, clearly you are not above promoting and, you know, putting your name on some sort of like powder that quote unquote changed my life, right? Where it's just like, you know, it is what it is. It's the influencer thing. Like, it's just part of the stuff that you're doing. It feels a little weird to be so upset about this, but I think a big part of it is because she is now on Ozempic or GLP-1, and she can't really say that she never took it anymore, right? Because she clearly has, right? And I think that's really more what she's frustrated about here.
And I love greens, but I never sold it, and I never said anything about it making me lose weight or the reason that I lost 40 pounds. Like, bitch, I did a whole entire YouTube series about how I lost weight. It's out there. And that's what's so annoying, is that I'm getting tagged like I am the one. I'm not the one. I've been in this industry for 13 years. I know everybody's dirty secrets. People that you would not even think that I know their dirty secrets, people that I've never even
This rant that she goes on feels like straight up evil villain from like a Disney movie, by the way. It's like whoa, where did this come from?
taking a picture with. Oh, I know their dirty secrets. The amount of people, other content creators in my DMs that just kiki with me, because I'm just kind of like other people's therapist. Like, people just reach out to me and I'm just there. I'm like, yeah, girl, let's talk. The amount of people that are on Ozempic that actually are pretending like they've lost weight naturally and they're promoting the gym. There's so many of them and I'm not the one. Anyways, I do.
It's just so weird, right? Like, people confide in me and then like kind of sharing their secrets, but not saying who it is. And it's just a weird thing to do in that moment, in my opinion.
I just want to say that it's very frustrating having people discredit the hard work that you put in. I'm on, a version of Ozempic now.
What hard work? Respectfully, I'm not trying to be mean, but what hard work? You yourself have said that this medication has basically made you sick to the point where you can't eat, and that has made you lose weight. What hard work? What hard work? We haven't seen any of the workouts. We haven't seen any of the quote-unquote healthy meals that you're making. We haven't seen any of the hard work you're putting in. We've seen you inject yourself, talk about how it's made you sick to your stomach to not want to eat. You can't wait to get off of it because of how terrible it makes you feel, but it has helped you lose weight. What hard work? What hard work? That's the problem. None of the hard work is being shown at all. It's just injection, 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 injection. I feel like crap. Injection. I feel like crap. Injection. There's no, hey, look at the workouts that I'm doing. This is the things that I'm doing to help with it, change the types of foods that I'm eating. These are the meals that I'm putting together that help me hit my protein goals. All of that stuff, it's non-existent. It's non-existent.
Now, because I genuinely can't do it on my own. There are some underlying reasons why I can't lose weight. I've got some shit going on.
What? You are so like, okay, I'm getting frustrated, but it's like you're so open to talking about all this stuff, but then I have other stuff going on. Why not be open about that thing, those things that are going on? Why not? Like, no, you don't have to share everything. And of course, the response can always be, well, it's none of your business. Yes, none of this is none of my business. None of this is anyone's business, but you made the video. And so why not share the stuff that's going on? Because you say that you want to help other people that are going through something similar. Maybe there are other people that are going through something similar that have the same quote unquote stuff going on that makes it impossible to lose weight without a GLP-1.
And so this is kind of step one, is dealing with the inflammation and getting on a GLP-1. But it's just so frustrating because it's like, I did not profit off my weight loss. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did not sell a product. This makes me not even want to post this. It makes me literally not even want to just be honest and be open, because it's like, what the does it matter? There's going to be people who are going to twist everything. And I can already tell you, when this video comes out, there's going to be people that are like, oh, finally she admitted to it. She was also on it a year ago too. When are you going to admit to that? That's what it's going to be. Just like people are still to this day, 5 years later, being like, when are you going to really tell us what happened with the lipsticks? It's like, oh my God.
Honestly, all that stuff, I really don't care about. I think that there's hypocrisy in this video. That's, for me, what I'm talking about. I couldn't care less, is the term, about the stuff in the past. At this point, whatever, it is what it is. Let's focus on what's going on now, right? And there's issues now.
People have lost weight before Ozempic came out, okay? Oh my goodness, you guys. So I have kind of an interesting update on this whole journey, right? So I told my doctor what my goal weight was. She was like, okay, we can easily get you there, right? So I'm now officially there. I've officially reached my goal weight. But are you ready to hear the craziest thing? I am officially the exact same weight that I was when I launched my lipsticks. But when I launched my lipsticks, I was 2 pant size smaller. I was wearing smalls and extra smalls. I'm wearing like a small in a medium right now. Medium in the majority of things, smalls in some things. But my blood work still shows so much inflammation in my body. The reason that I finally got on it wasn't for my blood work. It was for vanity reasons. It's because I just wanted to lose weight, right? But she was so happy because she's like, and internally you need this. But it's just so crazy how fat cells work, just my inflammation, my cortisol, it's just all.
You're also older, right? And that's just part of, you're what, 6 years older now? Like, you literally weren't 30 yet, and now you are 34, 35 or something like that. Like, I don't know, man.
All so out of whack still. And so it's kind of weird and kind of depressing that I'm now at my goal weight. I've barely lost any weight around my waist. And when I was this weight before, I was 2 jean size smaller, sometimes 3. That's that. According to my blood work, I'm going to stay on this for another couple of weeks. I've been on it officially now.
It's just, I mean, honestly, it's just sad to see this. Like, this is someone that, look at her. This is not someone that needs to lose any weight at all. Like, I don't know how else to say it.
2 months. Definitely not going to be the person to stay on it for a long time. The majority of people I know who have been on it have stayed on it for months, if not over a year. I have a trip coming.
Well, yeah, most doctors that actually prescribe it or say this is something that you just stay on. You just stay on this. That's how it is, which again, it's fine. Like, there's plenty of medicines that you stay on forever, whatever. I'm not saying that, that in and of itself is the reason it's a problem. I think it can be life-changing. It can be super helpful for people that, 100, 200 pounds overweight, maybe even more, and all of that stuff is going on. Yes, right? 15 pounds to lose, and we're at this position. Like, no, this is not someone that needs to, obviously, I don't think it needs it at all, but certainly does not need to stay on it forever.
Up, and my doctor and I discussed that I will get off of it before that trip. I'm entering the stage of body composition more than weight loss, which is just a whole other thing. Yay! Okay, so what did I say in the beginning of this video? In the very beginning, I said my goal was what? I just want to wear a tank top again. To be in a tank top? I am so shocked right now. I just can't stop looking at myself. I'm shaking, actually. Like, I'm actually shaking standing here in this. I just can't stop looking at the fact that, like, I'm in a tank top and I'm not, like, I don't feel disgusting. Like, I don't feel the way I used to feel in a tank top. Like, damn. So here we are, you guys, a little over 3 months, and I am sitting on camera for as many people in the world to see in a tank top. I cannot believe that this goal has actually been achieved. I have so much to say, but I don't want to make this video too long. I definitely am so beyond open to doing a Q&A to like dive even deeper into this experience now that the world is gonna know that I did this GLP-1 injection for the last couple of months. It has officially been 3 months since I started. So I started in January and it is now the very beginning of May. Holy shit, it went by really fast. So I did 1 month, it was unsuccessful. And then once I switched GLP-1s, I have now been on that one for 2 months and I have lost a little over 20 pounds. So I'm at that point where it's time to get off of it. I don't wanna get to the place where I look too skinny, where I look like I have like Ozempic face or any of.
So a little over 20 pounds lost, right? In basically 2 months, right? For someone that, I don't know, man. You guys have, I've said everything that I can really say at this point. It's just like, I'm so curious what other actual healthcare professionals would think about something like this, right? Because everyone that I've talked to that is a doctor that is, in my opinion, I feel like is, has people's best interests at heart, says GLP-1s is something if you're going to something that you're going to do, the goal is you're probably going to stay on that thing. And like for someone that is trying to lose quote unquote a little over 20 pounds, she ended up losing more weight than she had initially wanted to, right? She said that earlier. It's just like, at this point, it really feels like, and I'm not going to diagnose anyone with anything, but like, this is one of the problems. I feel like for a certain subsect of people that are interested in GLP-1s, they are interested in them for the wrong reasons. A lot of times to facilitate unhealthy relationships with foods, maybe to the extent of an ED, maybe. And I think that's what, for me, made me so uncomfortable watching this initial video. And I think what made a lot of other people that left some comments, right, on the initial video, because it just feels weird. It just feels off, right?
That I think it's really easy to get carried away in this. It's really easy to get addicted to like the thinness and the way you feel. I actually went to a liposuction consultation a couple days ago because there's something that I've wanted done, a little something that I don't think that people even notice on me, but I've noticed it since I was 17 years old. So I went and I had
so, you know, clearly this is someone that I think has an unhealthy relationship with their body image, right? And like, you know, God bless, you know, it is what it is. We live in a world that makes it, especially for women, makes it a lot harder. But this is someone that clearly they look in the mirror and they're seeing a different version of themselves than I think the world sees, right?
consultation because I'm like, hey, I'm in that era of my life where I'm trying to like look my best and better myself. And the doctor was just telling me how against GLP-1s he is for so many reasons. But he was like, I've never had so many 20-year-old girls try to book facelifts in my life. He said they're taking this way too far. Their skin is getting so saggy. They're not getting proper nutrition. They're not taking care of their skin. You're depleting your collagen. You're screwing up your hormones and you're not giving your body enough fat to feed off of. And he,
bro, oh my God, this is what's so annoying because now this doctor is the person that she listens to and they're saying it screws up your hormones. But the earlier doctor was the person that was saying it's going to fix your hormones. And fixing your hormones is going to be the thing that makes you lose the weight. And the losing the weight is like, it's just caca doo-doo. All right. That's what this is. Caca doo-doo. That's how I feel about it.
he's like, and I've got 27-year-old girls coming to my office wanting a consultation for a facelift and I refuse to do it. And I just don't want to be one of those girls. Not to compare myself to anybody else, but I don't know anybody personally who's only done a GLP-1 for 2 or 3 months. Everyone that I personally know has been on it for like at least 6 months plus, like 6 months to a year. I am proud of myself that I like know to call it quits and I'm like, we're done. Let's get off this. My doctor told me that since I've like reached my goal weight, she wants me to lose 5 more pounds because I'm going to gain 5 more pounds back, right? And I don't want to be getting on and off this thing for the rest of my life. Like this was just meant to be like a one-time thing where I can lose the weight, take care of myself and be done. I also think that's something that I did not mention enough in this video for other girls, like impressionable young women out there watching this who want to lose weight. Please keep in mind, this was a last resort thing for me. And the reason my doctor put me on it was because of my blood work.
So again, I don't really know about the blood work and I'm not sure if I'll be able to find this comment, but I read, there was a comment that I was reading and it was like, you know, I love the honesty that you're saying. And you said like, you wouldn't recommend this for, you know, for young women, blah, blah, blah. But like seeing how excited you were about being in the, you know, tank top and just how happy you were, regardless of how you felt and all that stuff, like that made me want to do this anyways. Right. And it's like, that's the problem, right? Is that while you're maybe trying to be quote unquote real and upfront about the issues, how excited you were about being in a tank top on camera and like how you've lost the weight, regardless of how it's made you feel, that resonates with people. And that's scary.
It was not just something that I was like, screw this, let me get on this because I want to lose weight. I want to be skinny. That's not what it was. And if you guys have been here for a long time, you know.
Okay. But you literally said earlier in the video, the reason you want to get on it is for vanity reasons and it is to lose weight. So what's the, brother, what is the answer here? What's going on?
That is a fact. I lost weight naturally, 40 pounds by myself. I plateaued for so long. And then when my doctor saw my blood work, she was like, you are an excellent candidate for this because of what I'm seeing in your blood work. And that's why she put me on it. So
I'm just curious what was in the blood work. Again, I know that no one has to see that, but it's like, why? It's just so bizarre that this is such a big part of it and then it's just skipped over and it's like, oh yeah, you know, what's in the blood work? Well, what is it? What was such a big deal?
I still to this day am not an advocate for GLP-1. Like I am not going to be that girl who's going to encourage other women to do this. And I'm really happy.
So very much so, rules for thee, but not for me, right? I use Ozempic to lose the weight and I feel so much better. And oh my God, look at me. I'm in a tank top now and I can't wait to go on vacation in bikinis, but you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. No, 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 no. You don't do it. It's not for you. I had to do it. I had to do it, but you're not allowed to.
With my results, and now I can't wait to just like get stronger. Like now that I don't have so much fat on my bones, like I can't wait to see like muscle definition come through. Like that's the next goal for me, and I'm just so excited about that. And that's
I mean, you could have been lifting this whole time, but whatever.
it, you guys. Like I said, I'll totally do a Q&A and answer like way more in-depth questions, because I definitely did not go super in-depth about stuff. I didn't even come close to scratching the surface about how nauseous that made me at one point. Anyways, I love you guys. And
So clearly she is talking like she was not having a good time on this, right? And so I am just so curious what the next few videos are going to look like, and how, you know, if she is going to be able to maintain this quote unquote weight loss. Like I'm not like wishing, oh, I hope she gains the weight back. I don't want that for her. Clearly it's something that affects her, but like, man, like I think one of the top comments that I saw was like, this whole video was like a fever dream, right? Like, and that's exactly how I feel, right? This has so many red flags. It's scary. It's so sad that the only thing we want, me included, is to be skinny. This entire video feels like a fever dream, right? Like, it's just sad to see, man. Like, really, really interesting video. And I feel like it touches on so many of the issues I personally have with the GLP-1s. And again, not saying that I am against them completely. I think that they can be helpful. But I feel like, you know, we have to understand we live in a world where there are going to be people that are using it that maybe shouldn't be, right? And I don't know, man. That's just how I feel. I would love to know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. If you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you very much. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. It does help the channel out a lot. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.